Hi, my name is Sam Steel. I'm a sculptor and owner of Steelworks Sculpture. In 2025, I was commissioned by Stowe House in conjunction with Clydesdale Conservation to produce a pair of sculptures, seated figures for the portico here, overlooking the gardens. Both of which were quite sort of different sort of projects, even though they were part of the same brief. Cybele was essentially a copy of a sculpture that already existed but was damaged a long time ago, whereas Juno was a complete fabrication, and we used a bust that they got in Stowe House as reference, but everything else we just sort of made up really. And both of them presented their own sets of challenges, considerations that we weren't necessarily aware of to begin with, but we soon sort of ironed out as we sort of went through. Now with Cybele, there were quite crucial things missing, such as her left hand was gone, and anything that was on where the cornucopia is now, that was gone too. So there was lots of options, there's lots of symbolism that's kind of surrounding her kind of myth. So we had to kind of choose the two things, or a series of things that worked with the sculpture but also stayed true to the original story. So moving on to Juno was a slightly different approach, because we had no reference other than the bust of Juno that already exists. We were really just trying to create something from adapting the original sculpt after we've moulded, something that looked different enough that kept them within the same sort of family. And the thing that I found most difficult was the depth of the actual niche itself. Meant that there was very little sort of room for movement, and we wanted to create Juno, make Juno look more dynamic and a bit younger, and I don't know, slightly more sort of vitality. So we achieved that by sort of having a slight recline and a subtle sort of twist to the rib cage, so there's a bit of movement within the torso, sort of facing out into the gardens, and that kind of seemed to achieve what we wanted to, whilst keeping them, broadly in the same sort of family. It's funny, I got very used to seeing these guys in my workshop for months at a time, when there's other people milling about, people using chop saws and all the rest of it. But to see them finally in their final setting is, it's really beautiful.